All right, joining us now is Wyoming Senator John Barrasso, who member of the leadership in the Senate. He's head of the Senate Republican Conference. Mr. Barrasso, as always, sir, great to see you. So, Senator, I'm hearing, from various things that, believe it or not, never mind the polls, never mind the opposition, never mind it can't get through, that Mr. Biden is going to go once more into the breach for Build Back Better broke, and he wants to get all of his climate change subsidies in the middle of this Putin-Ukraine, I will say, oil and gas-related war. Is that really, he's going to push Build Back Better again, sir?
Well, he may label as something different, but his proposal is going to be more government spending, more taxes, more debt, and the things that got us into this problem in the first place. Larry, inflation is at a 40-year high, gas prices are at a 7-year high, the border is open, crime is rampant in the streets, and Joe Biden's going back to a playbook that he's used his entire life, and the American people aren't buying it.
And so, not only your view and the view of your conference, which is held tough, but I'm sure you saw Senator Manchin's views. Last evening, he put out a statement. I guess he was on the radio. Joe Biden, let's see. No, I want to get his statement. I thought we might have had it on the full screen. Here it is. The United States can and must ramp up domestic energy production and increase access to our abundant resources and technologies to both protect energy independence and support our allies around the globe. That's Mr. Manchin from the Democratic side. BBB ain't going to pass. The logic, it seems to me, is gone, given the fact that everybody realizes that our bad policies are financing high prices and Putin's invasion of Ukraine. I mean, maybe I'm just too simplistic.
Well, no, you're absolutely right. Joe Manchin is the chairman of the Energy Committee. I'm the ranking Republican on the committee. We spent an hour today. We discussed these issues. We both understand that energy is called the master resource for a reason. It powers our economy. It powers our country. Look, Vladimir Putin uses energy as a weapon, and Joe Biden, with his very weak policies and his policies to undermine American energy, essentially named Vladimir Putin as his Secretary of Energy. How else could you kill the Keystone XL pipeline and block oil and gas exploration on public lands unless Putin was calling the tune? And then Biden allows Nord Stream 2 to go through and asks Putin to supply more energy. Larry, it stunned me. I went to the White House website last night. The White House website is still asking OPEC Plus, and the plus is Putin, to provide and sell more energy to America. We're using more energy from Russia today than we are from Alaska.
All right, that is incredible. Do you expect any anti-inflation program coming out of this White House? Because inflation remains public enemy number one. We just talked about the CBS YouGov poll, which is kind of a liberal poll. It's not even registered voters, just a couple thousand people. And Biden gets a 30% approval on how he's dealt with inflation. You think he's going to have anything new to say tonight?
No, I think he's going to blame business people. He's going to have a lot of blaming to do in his speech. Inflation is the number one thing I hear about as I travel around the state of Wyoming. You hear it in high school groups, you hear it with seniors, people living on a fixed income, people who are working. Their wages cannot keep up with the costs. All of the Republicans on the Energy Committee will tomorrow send a letter to President Biden with a list of 10 specific things he could do today to lower the cost of energy, help with inflation, less pain in the pocketbooks of American citizens, and at the same time undermine Vladimir Putin and help our NATO allies, help Zelensky in Ukraine. But I expect that the president will reject it, just as he's rejected so many of the good options that we have given him from a Republican standpoint of trying to solve the major issues facing this nation.
Well, that's a good point. You have a positive agenda. He may reject it, but you have a positive alternative. Senator Barrasso, I'm on a tight leash tonight. All I'll say is thank you, sir. We'll talk to you very soon.